So I don't know where we ended off, but I want to pivot to kind of going back to like the world's fascination with finding the one, right? Um, and I think that a lot of I learned this. I found this topic on a long time ago, but we always focus on like compatibility, right? But there's a difference between being compatible and suitable with someone.
Yeah, that's
And
good.
so that ain't my words. That this pastor I followed one time, child, it blessed my soul. He talked about that because it's like being having things compatible is like, oh, we like the same music, we like the same movies, we like the same color. That's great. That doesn't sustain a marriage or that doesn't sustain a relationship. But when you're suitable, that means you guys have like your purpose is intertwined, and I feel like that's where believers get that. Oh, you're the one for me. Like, because I feel like once again the Lord lays it out, makes it very apparent. Yeah. Okay, daughter. Okay, son. This woman that you asked me that you wanted to be a wife or a husband. All right, here's your options. I'm presenting this person before you. I feel like this person will be suitable for your purpose. Not gonna force you, but I'm making it very plain and obvious, and you gotta make your shot like Adam did in the garden.
Yeah.
And so I think that if we keep that perspective in mind, we won't be so caught up in like finding the one, like, but think longevity. Think like I love this. It's this book that I read. It's like what if it's not about who you marry, but why?
Yeah.
And so like keeping that in mind, I think would be helpful for us when we think about this whole soulmate thing.
Do you think compatibility is important?
I think it's important, definitely. I mean, but I feel like suitability is even better. I feel like for me, I feel like suitability you can't have without it, because I feel like for me, when I think somebody's suitable for me, like they check like more than just the boxes. They check the boxes of the soul too, where I'm like, oh, this my man. I ain't going nowhere.
I don't think about compatibility at all. I think it's very important. I don't think we have to be compatible in anything.
Yeah. Because it can be two different people who like
two different
things, but our purposes is on point.
Right.
Yeah.
I think suitability is the better way to say it, because you like bowling, I don't like bowling.
Yeah.
You like to hike, I don't like to hike. Like, but we like come together on the same thing. We have the same vision.
Yeah.
We have the same values.
Right.
It's like we're building on the same foundation.
Right.
Versus like, well, she doesn't like pickled potatoes, and I love pickled potatoes.
She's like, not the one.
The thing is, like, I feel like a lot of times that we're just so wrapped up into how we have to be, and it's just like, well, I ain't changing for nobody. It's like, listen, you like pickled potatoes, I'll pick you some potatoes. Like, I don't have to like them.
Yeah.
For you to like them.
Right. We don't have to have everything.
Right. Yeah. I don't really care about having anything in common with my person. Like,
I'll challenge you on that, because that's so funny that you brought that up, because my mom's reading this book, Boundaries in Dating, and it was a chapter in there about how opposites attract. But to a certain extent, I feel like you say that, but then, like, you know, thinking about marriage and marriage is forever, not having at least a few things in common would be like,
I get to discover new things.
Okay.
So, like, for me personally, like, I say this, and I heard Stephen Stevie say it, and I love the way he said it. He was just like, you don't have to see the world the way I do, you just have to respect it. So he was like, this is like, if someone loves being, like he was saying, if I have a woman and she loves being beautiful and get her hair and nails done, and I think that's frivolous, I shouldn't talk down to her about it. I should support her in that, because it's what she likes. So it's about supporting each other. So I don't have to like what you like. I just have to support what you like.
Okay. So that's a good example for me, because I'm not a sports person.
Yeah.
Sorry, babe. I'm not checking for football. Babe, if you're out there, I don't like football. That doesn't mean I'm not going to go to a game with you.
Right.
You know, that doesn't mean I won't go yay team from the couch.
Definitely yay team.
But don't ask me about no stats.
Yeah.
Don't ask me.
That's what it's about, though. Because like, we don't have to have it in common. We just have to support each other's like what we like.
Got you.
So it's like, it's not like, you watching sports, you're doing that again, and this. That's not fun for me. I'm not having a good time in what I like.
I think what I was kind of thinking about is like when those opposites become detrimental. Like, I dated somebody who was a football fanatic, and not just what is it, pro, but college. And so, baby, you watching football half the year.
Yeah.
Like, you basically have your weekends are booked, and then you're on fantasy football.
Yeah.
Like, now you got an idol.
Yeah.
And it's taking my spot. So, and then I also don't like it. So it's like, where do you fit me in?
See, I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all.
I mind it, because football is 6 months out of the year.
Because, like, it depends. Like, I guess it depends on that person if they know how to balance
Yeah.
Right? Because then, if that's the case, then marry football. Like, you remember when you were like,
football.
you like it so much, then marry it. Like,
I did.
You like Cinnamon Toast Crunch so much, why don't you marry it? So, it becomes that type of fun.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah.
But yeah, that's interesting. So, I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
Right? So, 21st century world out the way.
Mm-hmm.
What makes you married?
Ooh. Do I know about the Bible? Or no?
Adam and Eve didn't know about the Bible.
What makes you married?
Yeah. What makes you married?
I think from a very basic level, the two come into agreement with one another to do all facets of life together. Whether that's bringing everything together.
Mm-hmm.
And deciding to make that commitment to
You become one.
To be one. To support one another until forever.
For forever. I agree. I think that's important. I feel like across cultures that's kind of always what it's been. Because people are like, oh, marriage is man-made. I'm like, there's literally as perverted as it could be or whatever it can be, there's literally studies of humans that were untapped. Like, they found them in the jungle Congos, like a tribe of people. And they had marriages where the woman had 4 husbands.
Oh, wow.
And because they believe that it takes 4 men to father a child.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was their belief, that it takes 4 men to father a child. So each woman had 4 husbands. And that was her. And they were all married. In that aspect of, this is us 4 no more. That's all you get. It's just us. And if one passed away, then yeah, you can entertain the other husbands. But they were not tapped by Christianity. They were not tapped by anything. But yet they still had a form of marriage.
Yeah.
And I think marriage is definitely a human thing rather than a governmental thing or the way people want to say it. Like, it's the government trying to be in your business. No, marriage has always existed from the beginning of time, and you see that with Adam and Eve, right?
Yeah.
And you see that I love to just look at different things in the jungle, right?
Yeah.
In that way, it's just like nobody told them to get married.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I personally, going back to your original question. Maybe it's not a part of the question, but I just wanted to make a statement of just the beauty of partnership.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, we have 2 different vessels here. Clearly, I'm the weaker one. We can work together and make something beautiful. And it's like we can use each other's strengths to make life better and more enjoyable for the 2 of us.
Okay. So my question is with this oneness, right? What if your spouse wants a prenup?
Oh, baby. You want to take it there?
Yeah. What happens?
Well, for one, don't people have these conversations before they get married?
They should.
Okay, yeah. Prenups, I disagree with prenups.
Why?
Because if you're going to talk about prenups, you got to talk about covenant.
Go for it.
We mentioned covenant a little bit last episode. Covenants are binding agreements, meaning there is no plan B, clause A, C section 2, just in case.
Absolutely.
No. And I believe that prenups basically are saying, this is my plan B.
Yeah.
Because I don't have confidence and faith that my love is going to sustain. So let me protect my stuff from you.
So
you don't have all of my heart, but you can have it for right now. And then when I get tired of you or when things go south, I'm going to protect myself and I'm going to be good and you can be out there on the streets. That's what a prenup looks like to me. That to me is basically saying, I'm not prepared for forever with you, so I'm going to have a backup plan.
So 100% on the backup plan, right? Which you shouldn't be having a backup plan. You should be all in, right? Marriage is about oneness. But the aspect of having a prenup is protecting yourself. You said that. In protecting yourself, when you're called to protect me, how can you protect me if you're protecting yourself from me?
Child. And ain't this supposed to be all our stuff? And let's just say, for example, let's say, God forbid, Tommy and Kelly, because I'm not going to put that on me, Tommy and Kelly don't work out. And they go their separate ways, they get a divorce. Why would you want to see Kelly or Tommy suffering? When at one point y'all came together and made this life together. Why would I not want to bless you?
Right?
Regardless if we did not.
Yeah, and a lot of times people always like to say, it's like, oh, well, you just put certain things in parameters and you get a certain amount. I'm like, the fact that you drew this out is literally saying that you've planned to fail.
Baby, that's a red flag.
You've planned
that
to
is
fail.
A bright red neon. I don't even know they make neon
and
red.
So I was talking to my friend about this, and my friend's in the music industry, and we were talking about this. I was like, so let's say you have a wife, and your wife is going through a life. Her life is on the line, right? You have $5 million. It'll take $4 million to save her life. Would you give it? Would you spend it? He's like, absolutely, without a question. And I was like, so you're going through a divorce. You have $5 million. And she's going to take $4 million. Are you mad? He was like, absolutely. I was like, why? He's like, because it's my money, this and the third. I was like, wait.
It's my money, not
now. But when y'all were in good standing, the most important thing was her, not the money. If we're getting divorced, the most important thing that you should be fighting for is me, not your money. You should literally be fighting for us to be together. Let's work it out. The money is secondary.
Right.
I'm fighting for you.
Right.
So if you're no longer fighting for me, then money is, if you love it so much, why don't you marry it?
Money is your wife or husband.
If you love it so much, why don't you marry it?
Like, let's just get real. If you are considering a prenup, baby, like, what you need me for? You're married to your thing.
You are. And you're
married to your success.
You're making it easier for you to leave. And it should be the hardest thing for you to do, to leave me.
Yeah.
That should be the most difficult thing.
And it should be something that you're not even considering.
Yeah. It's not on the table.
Divorce is not on the table.
But if you put it on the table the moment you want a prenup.
Absolutely.
I feel like it's on the table. Because just in case.
Yeah. Got to cover all bases here.
But that's like saying, listen, I love Jesus. And he's my Lord and Savior. But just in case I'm wrong, I'm going to go ahead and worship a little Buddha.
I'm going to just keep a little pocket Buddha in my pocket.
In case Buddha, right? In case a little Allah. Just in case Jesus really is.
A little crystal.
Just a little crystal. Because I don't trust Jesus 100%.
That's good. That's good. Oh, that's so good.
And so I feel like a lot of people are wedded, but not married.
Absolutely.
And the thing about being married is being one.
Yep.
You can't have anything separate when you're one.
Yeah.
You are one.
Yeah.
And I was literally talking to somebody about this the other day, and it's that your bank accounts are one, your statements are one, your house is one, everything is one. So the moment that something is separate, you're no longer one, you're two, and you're not married, divided, you're wedded. And that's the whole thing, because we're used to being just in wed. Like, oh, my business account, and this is mine, and this is yours. There's nothing that's yours. There's nothing that's mine.
Nothing.
We're one.
And, I think that's the purest form of intimacy.
The purest.
And I know that's the way that the Lord designed it. I know it is. Like, when they was naked and unashamed in that garden, they was fully intimate. Like, there was nothing about them that was hidden.
Right. It's literally one. I mean, you've talked about this in Job, right? The fact that you're one saves your life. Like in Job, when Job lost everything but his wife.
Yep. And she the one talking about some curse God and die,
right?
Not knowing she was putting down herself because y'all won.
Yeah, because if he died, she died.
Right.
Because God said you could do everything to Job but kill him. And since they are one, he could not kill her.
And here he is fighting for his faith,
keeping
you alive.
Right, but that's a different episode about being a good wife. But that aspect of oneness.
Yeah.
That I feel like in American church, a lot of times that's what we're missing, is that you don't want to be one. You want to be one in some areas and two in others. And I want to be one here, and then I want to be two here.
Yeah.
Either you're in or you're out.
And that goes for even the rough side of marriages too.
Yeah.
You supporting Bae and everything when he at the top of his career. And he loses everything like Job, and it's like,
curse God and die.
Maybe I should have married Tony.
Right.
Like,
my mama was right. I should have been with Randall. Like, what?
I don't know what it is about our culture and society that is so quick to like throw in the towel, right?
That's because we live in a microwave society. It's very popcorn. It's very like, listen, give it to me now, give it to me good. And we shun the grandmothers and the great aunts who stayed in long marriages. It's like, well, it wasn't healthy. You got to learn to work through the bad.
Yeah.
And like people were coming from Michelle Obama. It's like, listen, we've been married over 30-some years.
Right.
And we had 10 bad ones. And if the grand skep, that's a little bit compared to the full scheme, but y'all can't stick through. And honestly, I feel like that's also a choice. I wasn't there. I don't know what I was going through.
Yeah.
But a lot of times when you are in agreement, things be smooth. When you know how things are going to operate, like, so for me, I generally have to ask somebody, like, how do you feel about being a leader of this relationship? Because I'm not looking for a partner, I'm looking for a leader. I will be your partner in that aspect, but you are the leader of this. So I might have ideas and things that I need to bring to the table, but I'm going to lay them at your feet and trust you to do what's best for me and this family. Now, if I cannot trust you, I cannot submit to you, because you can never lead me in the way that, like, not that I'm going to say I find suitable, but the Lord finds suitable.
Right. There's no safety here.
There's no safety, so we're going to be in constant whatever, and I can love you and the butterflies are there and you're my soulmate. But at the end of the day, he's so fine, but I don't feel safe. But now, if that's the case, if he's like, listen, I'm not with that, I'm more in the feminist movement, like me and you,
it's 50-50,
everything comes in. Right, we out there, we hustling.
You my boss chick.
I hustle. You know what I say? I like a girl that I could take to McDonald's because she keep it real. And please disassociate me with keeping it real. That's it. Like, I remember somebody was like, yeah, you gotta keep it. Don't associate me with being down to earth or keeping anything real if that is your definition.
Right, or riding or dying.
I ride and live. The only thing we die is our flesh.
Right. We're not dying out here, but
I am born again. That is the only death we come into agreement with.
The only death, okay? That's so good though. Like I love that. Like nothing should be separated. It poses the question of like, have you really done your own work? Because if you really think about it, people who want prenups or people who, I don't know, want to bring another mate into their bedroom, like, it seems like it's more of a you issue. There is an insecurity there. There is a lack of trust there. There is something there. It has to be something there that's there's a void or something that hasn't been healed for you to be like, yeah, I'm gonna be worried about myself in my marriage.
In my marriage. Like, I used to say this, and I was little. I didn't even know God at this time, but I knew this. I would always say this. And this is going to sound dramatic to a lot of people. It's like, I would never want to love myself in my marriage.
Because it ain't about you.
If I have to love me in my marriage, I'm not safe here.
That's so good. That'll preach.
And like, this is like follow me here. I know it's going to sound a little crazy. Yeah. If I'm loving you with 100. 100. I know, like, this is how KK likes this and this is it, and I'm taking care of KK. Like, I'm giving you my all, and you're giving me your all. I never have to cover myself.
That's what's up.
I never have to
covered.
I'm covered. And there's no selfishness and no pride if that's the way. If I'm 100%, because everybody likes 50-50 is gonna be everything equal. That's not equal.
I saw this post one time where somebody like in the marriage had broke that percentage down even further, and it blessed me because it was like, I might not have my full 100. I might have 20, but you the 80.
Yeah.
I might only have 10, but you giving the 90.
Right.
Knowing how to fluctuate and be what each other needs in whatever season, because we're not gonna always be 100, but it's the love. It's the love in action that sustains.
Exactly.
Because you're not going to always feel those butterflies.
Not at all.
It's not about feelings.
But I'm committed to giving you my 100. Yeah. Like, I'm committed to not watching my back. I'm committed to watching yours.
Absolutely.
I'm committed to not thinking about what I need in this moment. I'm committed to what you need. Because if you're thinking about what I need, why do I ever have to? Why are both of us thinking about what I need?
That's good.
Because now you're not safe.
That's absolutely true. It reminds me of this book. I never read it, but the premise of the book was called The Crazy Cycle. It's a Christian-based book about marriages, and it talks about how couples often find an imbalance because they're playing each other's roles instead of playing their role. And so the husband is supposed to love the wife is supposed to respect the husband, but when the husband feels disrespected, the wife doesn't receive love. When the husband doesn't give love, the wife gives disrespect, and then you find yourself in this crazy cycle,
and nobody can get up. Somebody has to jump out.
And so just like you said, if you're playing your role, you're loving me, baby, I'm gonna submit, I'm gonna serve, it's gonna be my pleasure. Welcome to Chick-fil-A. Okay, it's my pleasure to serve.
Welcome to Chick-fil-A.
It's my pleasure to serve you. You leading our household. You covering us, and baby, what do you want? It's nothing.
And it's like
I'm giving you the world.
And at that point, like when you're so in, you don't even have to ask them what they want because you're already anticipating.
You're already in sync, and the Holy Spirit might even place it on your heart. 2 weeks from now, your husband's gonna need you to be praying for him for this.
Praying, I'm doing it. That's the whole thing. I feel like we live in a very, very selfish society, and it's what's like I have to keep myself separate. I gotta do this.
It's about me. I gotta grind. And you know, I don't know who this was. They mentioned this, and I think I mentioned this before on the podcast, but people don't realize when you going down to that altar on your wedding day. At altars, things die.
Yeah.
You are making the commitment to die to yourselves daily. Until death. Not until.
Yeah.
And I feel like if people got removed the cute flowers and the flower girls, you're not gonna be a flower girl at my wedding. Let it go. If you remove the beauty, the romanticizedness of marriage, and it is a beautiful thing, especially in the spirit realm.
Well, let's say
the wedding, because
a lot of
you
people
are
at
an altar, and you are agreeing to die to yourself.
Yeah.
to kill your flesh, to outserve one another.
Outserve.
That's what you're doing.
The biggest pet peeve to me is like, I'm doing this in return. I'm returning the favor. Don't return nothing over here. Like, absolutely not. There's no way. I do you, then you do me, and I gave you a massage, so I'm going to give you a massage.
Now.
It's giving very transactional, and it's a turn off for me. I want you to do it because your heart burns to do it. This is everything. Like, listen, my heart burns to be at your feet. My heart burns to go ahead and, I seen you had a long day. Not because you did it for me yesterday, but because my heart is on fire.
Or because I had to bring it up that you're not romantic.
Right.
Now all of a sudden, I got to put it in my schedule to be more romantic.
No, is your heart burning for these things? It's like, wow, I have this desire because her needs
exceed mine.
Are literally.
And you know, that's a basic Christian principle, relationship or not. Doing to others as you have them to, and doing to you. And then what is it? Don't consider other needs above your own. Others' needs above your own. That's basic brother and sister in Christ logic.
It is.
That's with any relationship.
Everybody wants to be hyper independent. So it's like, I'm going to this altar and I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna give myself to you halfway. I'm gonna give myself to you in the aspects that suit me. I'm gonna give myself to the aspects that are better, that make sense to me, right? Versus this is everything.
You can have me when I make $50K, but when I make $250K, we're gonna have to reevaluate.
We're gonna have to reevaluate.
Get out of here.
No, it's serious, because that's it. Like, listen, you can have this aspect, but you can't be on this aspect. Right. How do you feel about this is a deep question here, because this is a controversial on the Twitter. How do you feel about asking your spouse for permission?
You know,
or your spouse asking you for permission. Like, I gotta check with my wife first.
I love it, because I'm here to submit. I'm all for submission, especially if again, me and this person are in sync. We're suitable. God is in this relationship. I trust this man. I know he's being led by the Father. I feel like I will lovingly submit without question. Like, it would not be any rifts because I'm safe here. And so for me to be like asking for permission, I don't look at it as a dominant thing. I look at it as an honor principle.
It is honorable.
Like, this is our money. So I'm out with my girls and I see, because I'm believing that we're going to be living very wealthy. Babe, I see this $5,000 bag. Let me check with my husband first. Can I get this $5,000 bag? Honey, you can have whatever you like. Okay, babe. And I'm pick something up for him too. Like, it's not like, it's once again considering the needs of the two of you. Y'all are one. Yeah. So it's not just about me anymore. So I personally don't have an issue with it. I don't have an issue with it.
So what about your husband asking you, like, the boys are like, hey, we all want to go out, have a guys night. He's like, I got to check on my wife first. Like, how do you feel about that principle?
Love it. I mean, at the end of the day, he can do what he want to do. But the fact that he considered me is just, like, sexy to me. It's going to be a yes almost every time. Like, go with your boys.
Right, yeah, have fun.
I got you for the rest of my life.
You know? But you consider me.
You consider me,
I agree.
I appreciate it. And literally, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's not going to want to be with them no longer
than
an hour
anyway. The boys are clowning like, oh, you got to check with your wife. Oh,
shut up. That's why I'm not even going with y'all.
You know, she submit to me. You're not supposed to be asking her.
Yeah.
Like,
I see. I think that's toxic. I feel like it's such a beautiful thing for you to be able to honor each other to the level of asking permission. Like, and
like,
just,
hey, babe, you know, I'm going out with the boys.
Just checking in. You know,
did you have any plans for us? Did you want to do something?
Right.
Because then you'll just do it and it's like, yo, I made this romantic dinner.
And he ain't even home. And now you bitter.
And now you're causing contention in your own marriage, trying to impress these boys who don't got to go home with you.
Exactly. It's funny because not even on the topic of marriage, but not ashamed. I still live at home. Me and my mom are really great roommates until I get married. I'm on my Naomi right now. And I'm very much grown, but I still, just out of courtesy, like, because I know if I'm going to be out late, I'm like, hey, Mom, I'm going to be out a little late. Because I know as a parent, no matter how grown I am, she worries, you know, so I don't want her to be toiling like, well, my child, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Not that I stay out that late, but I'm like, hey, Mom, just letting you know, I'm not coming straight home from work.
Right.
It's an honor principle. You know, it's a courtesy. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, and I think it's very attractive. My husband just asked me. Ooh.
Okay, how do you feel about, like, girls and guys trips?
Like couples trips?
No, just like, he's like, I'm just going on a trip with the boys. We out here going to DR.
Oh, okay, so there's no girls there.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like a co-ed trip.
No. It's just like you're doing a boys trip.
Oh, no, I'm fine with that, too.
Cool
I am not a territorial, like, how can I say? I'm not like a controlling, like, I need to be, like, I don't want to say clingy because I do definitely. I want my spouse and I to have a lot of time together, but to safely be able to enjoy ourselves with our friends apart and still very much have our own identities and do our own things.
I agree, but I'm gonna
now,
be 100%.
if it's a regular like.
Yeah.
Wait, I gotta know your friends though. Let's who
all
over there?
Tony gonna be there?
Oh,
the one who cheat on his wife? Not Tony.
I think it's more about that because I'm gonna trust my man. But who all over there?
Who all gonna be there? You know Tony gonna bring them girls back.
Listen. And then how do you interact with the Tony? Do you rebuke Tony?
Because he your boy.
Or are you a follower? Because
right.
Nah, you can't go.
Woo.
Nah, I'm not safe.
I'm gonna be 100% honest. Once I get married, I'm sorry, we're not going on no girls trips. My husband coming with me. I'm clingy like that. Like, nah. I'm like, yeah, y'all be like me, you, Rose, me, everybody. I was like, we gonna all go, but my husband coming too. Like, he don't gotta be with us. He gonna be back in the room, but I'm spending the night with him.
No,
like, I miss my man.
I'm not 100% mad at that.
He coming.
Because I feel like me and my husband are going to be so in sync and so like very much infatuated with each other. Not from an idol standpoint, but we really going to be probably giving our friends like a 30-minute to an hour.
Right.
Or like a one-day trip.
Like if y'all want to have a girls trip, I'm like, all right, cool.
You flew all the way to Greece to fly back tonight? I got a husband at home.
Right.
KK's got a man at home.
She's got to go home.
I know y'all want to do this girl trip. But we did enough girl trips when I was single.
If you want to fly out. Oh, no.
I feel like we're going to be having like couple trips.
Listen,
I don't think we're going to be doing no more solo trips.
If you want to do a girls trip, that's fine. The boys can stay in the living rooms and do their own thing.
We just have a day where we do our own excursions.
And do our own girls stuff.
do
and
their
I'm
own.
going back home to my man.
I'm here for that. We're doing couples trips, and we'll do girls' day when we get over there.
Listen, I'll act
boys'
like he ain't here
day.
the whole time, but at night I'm going back home.
Listen, because you want me to come to a romantic island with y'all?
With y'all?
And I'm going to be thinking about my man the whole time.
Child,
listen, I can't do it. I waited too long
to
be away from my man.
That's
so funny. When I used to watch Real Housewives, I forget I think it was Kim. Kim, I don't remember. She used to be on Living Single.
Yeah. She was on that one season.
Boo-hoo cried when they went on their first girls trip because she missed her husband and her kids.
She did.
And they was looking at her like, and she was a bawling.
I'm sorry that
y'all don't like your husband or kids. I love mine.
It's such a shame.
Like, I love it. I'm here for it.
Right.
Like, I will not be mad.
It was one season, which was so funny. No disrespect, I don't want to use them as an idol or like to use them as reference. They got divorced. But, But she was like, they had a whole girls thing and they had a girls trip. And they were like, where you going? They going to sleep. She's like, oh, I got the house next door. My husband here.
I'm screaming.
They rented a house and she rented the house next door with her husband. She was like, I'll see y'all in the morning.
All right, I'll be back for we doing brunch. Okay,
I'll be back in the morning.
Pink's the color.
I'm going right over to my husband.
I'm not mad at it. Listen,
that will be me.
And I don't think that's unhealthy at all. I think that's very much healthy.
My husband got to work and he can't come. We can't do that girls trip. We got to schedule it on the good time.
Okay, girl, no problem. I'm not mad at you, girl.
That's
not mad. Man, I think this is a dope topic. I think we cut a lot of cultural boundaries.
Right.
Any questions from the
crew? Audience?
We got Colin over there in deep thought. He in the thinking man pose. We need the elevator music.
KK's gone.
Yes.
Something about prenups you said earlier.
I can't do brunch this week.
You may want her to do
I feel like you're going to be the one that we're going to have events like dinner and all. You're going to be showing up late and leaving early.
Listen.
This has been fun, girls.
I was trying to get here on time, but he held me up.
My order to go, and your husband going to already be in the parking lot. Like, you didn't even drive? No, he already here. He drove.
Y'all both know I don't like driving.
I just know it. He going to be waiting in the parking lot. I'm screaming.
I gotta order his little thing. He want a little chicken, fried chicken and waffles to go.
I'm screaming right now.
Did I have a question? Oh, it was something about prenups that y'all said earlier.
Okay, what about
I don't know like too much on like the details, but looking at it from the perspective of like, what if your spouse wants a divorce and you don't want one, but it's like, I mean, you're not gonna know, like prayerfully that doesn't happen, but it's like you may not know what that will look like until if that happens 10, 15, 20 years. So it's like, but you still want to make it work, but they're like, nah, I'm out. So I'm like, in those cases, I mean, probably wouldn't regret. It's like, I'm not going to regret not getting one, but for somebody that did get one, it's like, I don't know how they would feel if they
wanted to fight for their marriage, but then they still.
Do you want to take it or you want me to take it?
Hop on.
I understand what you are saying. And you're saying that in the future, 25, 30 years down the line, we ended up getting a divorce based off, what's it called when the other person doesn't want
irreconcilable differences?
But no, this is the thing when the other person doesn't want a divorce. It is a contested divorce, right? So they're fighting for a divorce. You want to stay and work it out. You're fighting for that. And it's like, well, I should have gotten a prenup. You were planning, when you went in with the best intentions, to not fail. And that's admirable, and God's going to honor that. So that's the best thing that I can say about that, because you can't, what if the floor opened up right now, we all fell in? We can't plan for the what ifs. You have to have your idea and your intention on what you are setting for.
Right. And at the end of the day, it's stuff. It's stuff and it's money, and if the Lord will cover you.
That's one thing I know about money is that you can get it back.
Whatever they take from you, which will be illegal
Right.
in the spirit realm. Let's get real. The Lord is your judge here. The Lord's seeing what they doing, how they treating you. Whatever's taken will be replenished.
Like the one lady, she the cat lady, she divorced her husband, got billions of dollars. She's broke now.
The one who they thought killed her husband. Talking about the tiger lady.
Yeah.
They thought that people had.
Oh no, not tiger lady.
Okay.
No, this lady, she got a lot of plastic surgery. She looks like a cat now.
Oh, she's a tiger lady.
Yeah, she
For
looks
real?
like a whole cat.
Oh.
So she's broke now, but she was a billionaire because she divorced her husband. She got a lot of money from it. She did that like.
Wow, billionaire.
Yeah.
And she broke.
Broke.
How'd that happen? Wow.
Spent a lot of it on plastic surgery, but like millions and millions of dollars. But she's broke. But like again, I don't know. I'm not gonna be a judge. I'm not gonna put my mouth on it. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I was not there. But again, certain situations, like, listen, I didn't get that prenup. I went in with the best intentions. I set this goal that we were going to be married forever. I fought for it. I did my best. God is going to honor that.
He going to honor it. You good. Point blank, period. No plan Bs. No plan Bs.
Both
All
ways.
right.
right. Plan A only.
Right. Divorce is not on the table. What the
It's
Lord
not on the
has
table.
joined together.
Let no man separate. Listen,
Let
the
no
moment I
prenup
say
separate.
I do, we are leaving in a box. There's no like. Listen, the only way
Heavenly Uber.
But that's it. Like the only way that I can consent to a divorce. What's your deal breaker? Already in marriage. We over time, but already in marriage.
We
What's
are
your deal
over
breaker?
time. Dang.
Just give me one.
It's really hard for me to say what I used to always say, and I still to this day believe that infidelity would be a very difficult obstacle to overcome. But I've seen God restore people's marriages, and I'm not putting that on my marriage because infidelity will not touch my marriage, whether it be emotional or physical.
Absolutely.
But I've watched what I say because I've always been like, I'm out if this ever happened in my marriage. I'm out. But I've heard many testimonies of people right in that situation, and the Lord still could restore. So I tread lightly in saying what my deal breaker is. One, because I don't want the enemy to hear it. And two, because I would have to trust the Lord to restore my marriage to the very best of my ability. But if the Lord releases me,
then the Lord releases
me.
Yeah, I don't think I have any. I said once we say I do, it is what it is. We fight to the end.
Right.
Like,
I don't come in with the perspective that this is the one thing. No,
I think you would
I'm preventing it from happening.
Yeah, like you would have to not have any fight.
Yeah.
I think that's it. It's just like, listen, when you give up,
what can I do?
There's nothing I can do. I can try to pray you back, and I'm not going to give up on us, but I think that's the only way where it's just like...
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Because I was going to say, like, if they fall away from the faith. But once again, I'm fighting, you're not. And I'm pretty sure the Lord will release me after a season. Because it's just like, what can I do?
If we're not, because, like, you can pray back, and it's like, God's like, all right, listen, this is just the season right now. He's lost his faith. Because I remember watching this one testimony, and this lady, she was married to a man, she was heavy in the faith. And she was like, that... her husband did not believe, and he was just like, nah. And then so the husband said to her one day, I can't remember, I'm gonna butcher it, so I'm gonna make a little like if this pastor hands me, it was something ridiculous, or hands me blue boxers, I will know
that is
God. right? So he came to the church and didn't tell her that he came to the church. And that pastor that day, he was like, God was like, grab those blue boxers. And told him, God was like, he's like, why am I putting blue boxes in my pocket? Like, why, Lord? Like, so when God told you to do something, sometimes it don't make no sense. He's like, God, why am I taking these blue boxes? He's like, take the blue boxes, put them in your pocket, right? And so literally in the middle of the thing, oh no, it hands her. He was like, he has to hand you blue boxes, and then I'm gonna know. She didn't know her husband was in the back. The pastor came up and handed her blue boxes. The husband comes running up the aisle. And like, God, yeah,
that's wild.
That is so wild.
Didn't you tell me about the cartwheel story? That's like the lady who had somebody. Okay, that hadn't been you then.
No.
Okay, so it's a similar story.
Oh no, I seen that. That was the thing. We seen that together.
The Lord told her, the Holy Spirit told her to put some tights on her skirt,
so she could do a cartwheel.
She was like, "For what, Lord? My dress already cute." And in the middle of service, he says, "Do a cartwheel." Little did she know somebody was praying. If she do a cartwheel, I'm gonna know it's you.
Yeah,
and she was ready.
Cartwheel. Right. So it'd be that simple, but sometimes I feel like even like your husband loses faith or something like that, you could pray it back, and God is faithful. So he once believed or whatever the case may be, and it's like, praying it back, making it happen, standing with it. I will stand with that. I will stand because I know the power of God. Right. And I have the faith to bring you back. So
yeah. So like I think that's a good response. Like, I'm gonna tread lightly on what I say. I'm never gonna trust in the Lord and to the very best of my ability to the very end. But if the Lord releases me,
if the Lord releases you, that's a different story.
Bye.
Well, hopefully this was beneficial to you.
I know it blessed me, child. Cause KK about to have a man at home and on all the girl trips.
You may want her, but her man is praying for her, speaking over.
That's right.
Provided for her. Got her Verizon plan, her Wi-Fi bandwidth. How he loves her.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Prophesy.
KK's got that man.
Yes.
At home.
I'm sorry, girls. I can't. I'm gonna continue to do the
KK,
podcast.
Come to brunch with us.
I can't. I got a man. I'm cooking him pancakes.
My man is hungry. No.
I can't
That's
come
a no.
man.
I can't just come.
I gotta
feed him some.
I love it. We playing this at my wedding.
I'll be in the back. KK's got a man coming down the aisle.
I need to see if Shantae Moore available for my wedding. Remix this song.
Man, thank you guys for tuning in. It's been a pleasure being here with you. As always, may the grace of the Lord Jesus Christ, the love of God, and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with you all.
Bye.
Until next week.